Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lesego Seloane and I am an environmentalist, entrepreneur and the daughter of this amazing African soil. And on my platform you get to see everything green, everything entrepreneurial and everything just about in between. Check it out. Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are coming back for the second time, thank you. And for those who are coming for the very first time, you are so welcome here. I hope you're gonna love your stay and I hope you're gonna subscribe and like the video and actually come back for more. So on today's episode, I'll be going through the various things that I learned in the last year in 2022, the famous 2022, the one that everybody was like, ooh, I'm dealing, this is a great lot of good stuff. Well, for me, it was a great lot of the bad and a great lot of the good. And the scripture that kept me going was Obadiah 1 verse 17, which says, upon Mount Zion, there shall be deliverance. Guys, the amount of things that I got delivered from. So today I'm going to be tackling one part, just one little thing that I believe God has really helped me in. There's various things that I've learned in that space, and there's a lot of things to celebrate, testimony time, and there's a lot of things that I can say, you know what, God definitely helped me out in this space, and we've leveled up. I've leveled up, I've learned so much personally, and I just want to share it with you. So it'll be a 4-part series whereby I'll be tackling various things or various roles that I play in different organizations and what I've learned in that space and what God has done in that space. All right, so do stay tuned and I hope you'll love it. Remember, do subscribe and like and definitely comment. Thanks. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right into it right now. Hope you're excited. So we'll start with the first one. So the space that I operate in is business, and I truly love business. So this is in Ronewa Creations, a landscaping and garden maintenance company that we've owned, myself and my aunt, for the last 7 years, and it has grown in leaps and bounds. And in this year, when we turned 7 years old, we were 7 years old last year, in 2022 we turned 7, and we've learned so many things. First and foremost, guys, when we started, it was not easy. It was not easy. Cars were breaking down, tools were breaking down, challenge upon challenge. Things were like set aflame and people were rushing out of the space. Guys, very threatening things happened in the beginning where I could have easily been like, maybe this is not for me. I could have easily just decided to give up and hand down the baton. I don't know to who, because I don't know if there's anybody right now around my circle who can survive the space that we are in. It's long hours, it is excruciating weather conditions, like it's either raining or it's extremely hot, hence the complexion. Like next moment I'm very dark on my arms and the rest of my body is light. Well, I am dark, but then imagine being darker than what I am, and it's just too much. And then you're doing some work at work, and then you get back home and you never get to switch off. Then you continue, and then you get clients telling you how horrible you are because you broke fiber line, and it happened to just be an accident, and maybe the guys didn't see it, and it's a whole lot, but we still do it, and so I learned so much, and it wasn't easy for me to just let go, because I don't think I'd ever be able to be like, so it was tough, though I wanted to lay that whole idea to rest, because I'm like, till today, I'm still struggling. Till today, there are things that I'm still, learning, and there are things that I'm still figuring out. Like, when will one actually kind of feel like they have arrived, So this whole illusion of thinking that I'm going to arrive, I'm going to live large, I'm going to do all these things that I wanted to do. Hey guys, I don't know that life, not yet. I did not know that life. But, we're still hopeful, because you don't want to give up, you don't want to give up on the dream and give up on this whole vision that you had in mind, because with each year that comes, the closer you get, and you get to actually realize how it's not about you. It just isn't about you. It is about so much more, and so much that you never even thought would ever be possible when you actually started the whole thing, But it's been amazing. For those who do know, we come from the Hollard's Big Ads for Small Businesses campaign, and that took our business to another level. I mean, in the beginning of the year, we actually had to lay off a few clients because we couldn't service them anymore because of the demand, and it was very difficult for us to actually send those emails to our household clients for our garden maintenance component of the business, and we had to let go of them. We had hard decisions of changing the business model. In us changing the business model, a lot became so clear, moving from B2C and more B2B type of clients, and just learning the various business concepts and learning the various business systems. Until this day, in the beginning of the year, I was just like, wait again, I feel like Ronewa Creations is now a real business this year. And it was so crazy, because till this day I feel like we are still small, and people are like, but Luna, you have been around for some time. But I guess our journeys and the different industries and the nature of the different businesses actually demand more, or they become more taxing in various areas. For us, it was very taxing on the human element of it. Still is, because we have big teams, we have we would manage all of that, and I got to learn only last year that it's not really about the fact that we create beautiful gardens. I mean, our tagline is love your surroundings, but it's really just about the human element. I mean, what we're selling to people is a good team, great service, and all of that. And for us, the most difficult thing was actually trying to make sure that we are the same from one house to the next, or from one yard to the next, or from one office area or office park to the next. And that was the biggest challenge. And so, there's just so many things that I can share that happened that were amazing. For instance, obviously the Hollard thing, guys. That was epic, But even though it happened the previous year, in 2021, but now in 2022, what I can say really was a plus for us, a huge thing, was the fact that we grew, we grew in turnover, we grew in our complement, our staff complement, we grew in that space, we grew in the kind of work that we do. I remember, the last bit of 2021 moving into 2022, we had an estate that we were managing, and guys, it was so difficult because we would get so many complaints from the various households, and it was very difficult to manage the bigger sizes and the bigger groups of people. And that for me was a very great experience to learn that service is everything. It's such it's not a tangible thing where you can say I'm paying for a physical item, but people value good service, and I got to learn that from that experience. The estate had 100 and something units, and we had to be there daily. It was a lot. Our staff were breaking stuff, windows every day. And then we lost the contract. I think for me the biggest thing was, we actually didn't lose the contract. They just never renewed. I think for me the biggest lesson in that space is that Yes, you can go for the big fish and, you know, the big opportunities and all of that, but you really need to count the cost as much as possible and understand what it actually takes. What is the risk? You know, the bigger the fish, the bigger the risk. You know, we could have been out of business, or our name could have been ruined, or, you know, I mean, the worst could have happened, but that didn't happen. In fact, we took away so many lessons, and we still in speaking terms with the estate, to a point where we stopped all of that in a point whereby we are okay, just okay. You know, I have a good relationship with one of the people that were part of the the body corp, you know, and for me, I take that away, that, you know, relationships were not burnt, you know, bridges were not burnt, regardless of how we handled the whole situation. And we never gave up. I mean, so many times did they ask us to actually be like, girls, if you're not coping and if you can't do this, don't. You know, we finished the term. Another lesson is finish the term, you know, and you will definitely get the lessons that you went in that space for, you know, because every experience is for your learning, is for your development, is for your growth, you know. So yeah, other lessons in the year, or things that we got. I think I had to write down a list because there's quite a lot of things, and maybe even in this video I won't be able to cover all of those things. But I think for me, one of the biggest things is the turning 7 years old. You know how they say that if you reach the 5-year mark, or if you reach the 7-year mark, or if you get over the 3-year mark, I think the biggest hurdle is getting over the 3-year mark. And for us being at 7 years, massive achievement, you know. You know, doing work for various celebrity personalities in this year, in the last year, 2022, we did so well, for very influential individuals who were giving us a try, you know, and they were saying, let's see if these girls have it and they've got what it takes. And it was really amazing to learn that they were backing us, and they were so encouraging of the fact that, no, it's fine, you can even take videos as much as you want, like, this is your profile, go ahead, you know. And how I believe that people of that caliber want to keep things to themselves, and they're discreet with their privacy and discreet with their properties, and, you know, these things that are very close to them, and they just allowed it. I mean, that was a huge plus for me. Oh, guys. And then one other highlight was actually introducing the floral arrangement aspect in the business. For me, that also says a lot of things, you know, said a lot of things about us, about me, taking up new challenges, because we were doing it for the very first time, and we did it for a very big client, you know. In fact, for a conference, like one of the conferences, like, how do I even put it? Like the most attended conference. Is there such a thing? Like the biggest attendance of a conference, like in the continent. All right. And we didn't just do it once, we did it twice last year, and it was super amazing. I think the first one was very tough because we had no cooking clue what we were doing, but we did it nonetheless. And then the second one became a lot better, and we executed, and the client was extremely happy at the end when we did it for the second time, and we got a very positive review, which for me is a huge plus. And what else? Oh yeah, and we also shot a docu for a show that has that speaks about how corporate South Africa is supporting small businesses, which we are very appreciative of. So yeah, like, we had such a great time shooting this. You know, we were all glammed up. We never are so glammed up for work, but we were so glammed up, and we were like portrayed as heroes and portrayed as these powerful women. And ooh, guys, another huge plus was the purchase of our new bakkie. Yay. It's finally happening. And I rapara black because of whatever reason. Rapara black fella because we are powerful women, okay? We are powerful women who go for what they want, and this is a testimony. What? We super excited about this one. I mean, when we went to go collect it, we could not believe our eyes. I mean, how the year started off when we actually didn't know if we will survive the rest of the year, when we actually didn't know if we will survive. Because I mean, how do you run a garden maintenance company or a landscaping company without a baki? Because we were running out of these resources because they were fully maxed out in the various places that they were working in. And now with our baki almost blowing up in going up in flames, it was like a shocker and a half, because we got told about it by our driver, that people just stormed out of their car, jumped out of their car because it was burning up. There was smoke coming out of it. Story for another day. Story for another day. Yeah, I just really wished I was very thorough in my journaling this year, because this is like good stuff for a book one day that can be written for a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs, or a lot of upcoming female entrepreneurs in the green space, especially if it's a very labor intensive industry or very labor intensive type of business, that it's not easy. It really isn't easy, but you do it nonetheless, because the rewards are so great. When you look back in the year, you realize that, goodness me, was I able to do all of that? And your learnings are totally on another level. If I was somewhere else not doing what I'm doing, I don't think I'd be the woman that I am right now. I really don't think I would be seeing things the way that I see them today. How I'm so resilient. Nothing brings me down. Like, okay, fine, I'm not accounting right now. So what must happen? We must stop moving. We must stop doing the things that we need to do. We must stop going to where we need to go. No, we continue. We continue, and these are the things that make us who we are. And I mean, I don't take that experience away. Like, I don't regret it. It really was super amazing. Yeah, man, it was really tough, but it was really amazing in the same breath. That's just a snippet, right? And for me, I'm super grateful of the people that we have around us, our mentors, our staff, amazing men and women who work so hard and who understand that beyond them working here, they are building something, and they are contributors to that. They are part of the bigger picture, and I'm super grateful to God for that. I mean, I spoke about Obadiah 1:17, how upon Mount Zion there is deliverance. I was delivered from the fear of the unknown. I was delivered from the imposter syndrome, like believing like I don't belong here. I was delivered from that. I was delivered from not believing in myself and not having the confidence necessary to go to the next level and sit in a boardroom of people who have been in a certain industry for years and years. They're talking about conferences that they've had years ago, and how they've been able to execute big numbers of attendees, like conferences on a very big scale, on a global scale. And we were asked, come on board, become a supplier for this conference. Yikes, guys, that's a lot. That's just completely on another level. And and just how our brand grew so rapidly after the Hollard Big Ads for Small Businesses campaign. It really made me see things differently. And imagine if we had backed down and said, the growth was too rapid, or the response was way too positive. Yeah, guys, so that's it on the business front. On the business front, I've learned so much, and I'm just really hopeful that we will see more stories of people who pioneer, people who keep at it, 3 years going, 4 years going, 5, 6, 7 and beyond, and just tell a story of hope, tell a story of it can be done. And I really hope that I will be named as those people, you know, one day, as those people who really showed that it's possible. I know I'm not there. That's why I keep pushing. That's why I'm still at it even today. And I know it's gonna happen. So yeah, guys, I hope you loved the story. For what it's worth, it was very short, very brief, because I mean, some of the things I can't even remember. There's just so much that happened. But I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you were inspired by it. And I also hope that God will help you and take you out of stuff that you've been struggling with for years and years and years. And may you too be delivered from what you are, you know, what you're battling with, you know. And yeah, man, let us just paint the country, I don't know what color, but let's paint the country with the color of hope, and let's paint the country with the color of it can be done. You know, it doesn't matter how hard or how long it will take for you to reach a certain point in what you're trying to achieve, but you can do it. So please like and share this video, subscribe please, and do comment, because I'd really love to hear what you think of this. And next week I'll be sharing on another part of what I was busy with in 2022 and what those lessons brought out of me, and how I see things now, and what the future holds for that organization from my perspective and what I think. But yeah, cheerios guys, love you all, and green hearts everywhere. Cheers.